This is a humphead or Napoleon wrasse, a large coral reef fish found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Reaching up to 2 meters long, it is a naturally rare, slow-breeding species, which makes it very easy to overfish. Unfortunately, because it is not well managed, it is now a globally endangered species. One reason for this is because the humphead wrasse is highly valued in Chinese cuisine, particularly in mainland China and here in Hong Kong, where consumers are willing to pay up to 6,500 Hong Kong dollars per kilogram for it. Traders like the fish as well, as its high price brings them big profits. As a global trade hub for luxury seafood, Hong Kong is the world's biggest importer of humphead wrasse, which combined with high demand and illegal trade has had very big and very bad implications for wild populations in countries that export them.
The humphead wrasse in the luxury seafood trade is desired at a particular size, and that is about 35 to 45 centimeters long. The reason for this is that this is plate size, and that's what consumers like. Now, this is a large species, and large species take a long time to grow. This one takes about 4 to 5 years to become sexually mature. So these plate-sized fish are juveniles. The problem with this is that if you want a healthy population, you need enough juveniles to become adults, to have babies, to replenish the population. And if enough adults do not reproduce, you do not have enough babies, and the populations decline. And that's exactly what's happening with this species.
To help address this, in 2004 the humphead wrasse was listed under CITES Appendix 2, meaning that individual fish can only be legally traded internationally if they come with trade permits proving that they were sustainably caught. The CITES listing also means that any business that sells wild humphead wrasse in Hong Kong must have a publicly displayed license to possess that only allows for a set number of wrasse to be sold and requires that all sales must be recorded for inspections by the AFCD. However, some traders have learned to cheat the system to sell more than they are allowed to.
The problem is that fish are not tagged individually. So a loophole in the regulations allows for illegally imported fish to replace legally imported fish. And this is called laundering. And this kind of laundering, the replacement of legal fish with illegal fish, commonly occurs in Hong Kong with this species.
This illegal laundering means that many more humphead wrasse are being taken from the wild and imported to Hong Kong than the legal CITES trade permits, leading to ongoing population declines because of the loss of adults and fewer juveniles to replace them. We only see small humphead wrasse in Hong Kong nowadays, but as little as 15 years ago, many large fish came into the seafood shops in the city too. But sadly, such big fish are now rare in both the shops and in the wild. To hide humphead wrasse brought in by ships, smugglers often mix illegally imported individuals amongst other fish. It is easy to do this on the live seafood cargo ships because they are rarely inspected and do not report this fish to Hong Kong customs. So it's hard for authorities to know the full scale of the illegal trade and respond accordingly. But fortunately, you can help to change that, thanks to a brand new mobile phone app co-developed in a collaboration between the University of Hong Kong, Porvaday Technologies Limited and Clear Robotics Limited, Saving Face. Similar to human fingerprints, each humphead wrasse has its own unique pattern of facial markings. Saving Face allows users to take photos of any humphead wrasse they find on sale and upload them to an online database. The app then analyses the facial patterns of the photographed fish to see if they match those of fish that are likely to have been recorded in the same shop. If there is no match, then the fish could be a newly found individual.
By using our app Saving Face, not only can government officers help with enforcement of trade monitoring, the public can also help. They can be valuable forces to help track and check the trade of the species all over the city.
Saving Face can be downloaded onto Android or iOS phones through their respective application stores. Once installed, you will receive a brief tutorial on how to use the app. Once the tutorial is over, you will come to a home camera screen where you can take photos of fish. You can choose whether to limit the search to photos from the specific shop you are visiting, or also to include others. You will then be presented with photos from the database that seem to match your fish. If you do not feel there is a good match, you can look for other similar photos that may match your fish more closely. If you're still not convinced that your fish is in the database, you can add this fish to the database as a new record in the shop in the database. By using this app and following these simple steps, you can play a key role in combating the illegal humphead wrasse trade and protecting this magnificent species.
Our goal and our hope with developing this app is not only to help AFCD with their enforcement work, but also to enable more people from the society, the citizen scientists, to help us to ensure the trade in the species is sustainable. And for that goal, we need to reduce the amount of illegal trade. But we need as many eyes and ears as possible, as many people going out, taking photographs in as many tanks as possible, and reporting suspicious fish whenever they arise. Having so many people can really help to improve enforcement and attract attention to this particular issue. The app can also be used for education and research to know more about this beautiful fish.